Morning students, myself Praveen Kumar Malik. First of all, welcome to my video channels. Today we will learn about proportions because already we have learned what is ratio and I have already made two videos about ratio. Okay, so if you don't know what is the meaning of ratio or you have not seen those video, then first my request is first to go and see those two videos, then see this chapter of proportions. So today we will learn about proportions. So first of all we will take some revision about ratio. So what is the ratio? Ratio means if A and B are two numbers, then the ratio between A and B is known as A is to B, which is written as A is to B. Though then we can write that the ratio between two numbers A and B is written as A is to B, okay, whose value is A by B. That means A is to B is equal to A by B, nothing but A by B. Okay, simply we can write that. So we know the meaning of the ratio and we have also completed a lot of questions about the ratio. Okay students, so let's start about the meaning of proportions. Okay students, so first of all definition. What do you mean by proportions? So what is the definitions? If the ratio between A and B is equal to the ratio between C and D, then we can say that A, B, C and D are in proportion. Okay, so what is the definition of the proportions? If the ratio between A and B, so here we have two numbers A and B. If the ratio between A and B is equals to the ratio between C and D, that means we have how many numbers? We have four numbers. The ratio between A and B is equals to the ratio between C and D. That means the ratio between A and B, that means A by B is equal to the ratio between C and D, that means C by D. That means we can write that if A by B is equals to C by D, then we can say that A, B, C, D are in proportions. Okay, so here also we can write that mathematically we can say that if the ratio between A and B, that means A by B is equal to the ratio between C and D, C by D, then A, B, C, D are in proportion. So here very important thing that don't change the order of the numbers. So A, B, C, D ratio, first ratio of A by B, A and B, first ratio between A and B. So first ratio, this is the first ratio and this is the second ratio. Here ratio between A by B is equal to the ratio between C by D. That means A by B is equal to C by D. Okay students, so then we can write that A, B, C, D are in proportions. Okay, this is the first conditions. Mathematically, how can check the numbers are in proportion or not? If four number is given, then first number is A, second number is B, third number is C, and fourth number is D. Then if we first of all we have to find out the value of A by B, and then secondly we have to find out the value of C by D. If the value of A by B is equal to C by D, then we can say that A, B, C, D are in proportion. So this is the first condition to check whether the numbers are in proportion or not. Here is called as first proportions. First proportions. B is called as second. D is called as the second proportion. C is called as third proportion, and D is called as fourth proportion. Okay, students. So here we have four numbers A, B, C, D. If A by B is equals to C by D, then we can say that A, B, C, D are in proportion, and A is called the first proportion, B is called the second proportion, C is called the third proportion, and D is called the fourth proportions. Okay, student. Now we will read another condition to check whether the numbers are in proportion or not. We can derive, if we simplify these conditions, A by B is equals to C by D. If we do simply cross multiply these things, then what we will get? Then if when we cross multiply the A into D, that means A into D is equals to B into C. This is another condition for check whether the numbers are in AP or not. So if we cross multiply these things, A into D, we will get A into D is equals to B into C. So if this condition will satisfy, then also we can say that A, B, C, D are in proportions. Okay, students, this is the first condition and this is the second condition. In any condition, either a condition you can check that. You can check by this condition also, this method also, and you can check in this method also. Okay, students. So here A and D. Here A, B, C, D. A is first proportion, B is second proportion, C third proportion, and D is fourth proportion. Now here another one naming is also here A and D are called as extremes. Okay, and B and C are called as means. Okay, students, A and D is extremes. This is known as extremes, and this is known as means. Okay, so here another condition also we can say that the product of extremes is equal to the product of means. Product of extremes is equals to product of means. Okay, so checking the four numbers are in proportion or not, we have to find out the product of extremes. Then we have to find out the product of means. If they are equal, then we can say that A, B, C, D are in proportion. Okay, students. So now we will do some questions about these proportions. Okay. So we will check four numbers, given four numbers, and we will check that the numbers are in AP or not. Suppose we have 3, 5, 9, 15. Suppose 3, 5, 9 and 15. We have four numbers. Okay, students. Now you will check these four numbers are in AP or are in proportion or not. Here extremes. Extremes are first proportion and fourth proportions. This is known as extremes. So extremes are 3 and 15, and means are 5 and 9. Students, first and fourth are known as extremes, second and third are known as means. So how can we check that product of extremes must be equal to the product of means? If product of extremes, so product of, first of all we have to find out product of extremes is equals to 3 into 15, which is equals to 45. Now we have to find out the product of means. Product of means, which is equals to 5 into 9, is equals to 45. That means are equal. So that means we can write that product of extremes is equals to the product of means. So product of extremes is equals to product of means. So we can conclude that 3, 5, 9 and 15 are in proportion. Okay, students. Now you will check another number. 6 to 5, 10, 20, 40. Suppose we have another 4 numbers 5, 10, 20, 40. Okay. So here, which are extremes? These are known as extremes. And this is known as means. So product of extremes is how much? 5 into 40, which is equals to how much? 200. And product of means equal to how much? 10 into 20, which is equals to 200. So here product of extremes is equal to product of means. Then we can conclude that 5, 10, 20, 40 are in proportion. So we can conclude that. So we can say that 5, 10, 20 and 40 are in proportion. Are in proportions. Okay, students. Now we will so here we have learned what is the proportion. This proportion is known as the normal proportions. Here we have 4 numbers, and if the ratio of first and second is equal to the ratio of third and fourth, then we can say that first number, second number, third number and fourth number are in proportion. This is known as the normal proportions. Another type of proportion is there, that is known as the continual proportions. So what is continual proportions? Let us discuss. So first of all, definitions. If the ratio between A and B is equal to ratio between B and C, then we can say that A, B and C are in continual proportions. Okay, students. So here what is continual proportions? In the normal proportion we can see that there are 4 numbers. Okay, students. But in continual proportion here only 3 numbers. By taking the 3 numbers we can check the numbers are in continual proportion or not. So what is the conditions? The condition is if the ratio between A and B, if the ratio between A and B is equal to the ratio between B and C, then we can say that the numbers A, B and C are in continual proportion. So mathematically we can say that the ratio between A and B, that means the ratio between A and B, which is equal to A by B, and the ratio between C and D, the ratio between C is known as C by D. If they are equal, that means A by B is equal to B by C. Then A, B, C are in continued proportion. Okay, so what is the first condition to check whether the numbers are in continued proportion or not? If A by B is equal to B by C. Here is 3 number, one is A, second one is B, and third one is C. So if A by B is equal to B by C, then A, B, C are in continued proportions. Then if we verify, if we do the cross multiplication here, then we will get what is A into C is equals to B into B. Yes or no? So this is another condition for checking whether the numbers A, B, C are in continual proportion or not. So if A into C is equals to B into B, that is, here also we can see that A into C is equals to B square. What is the meaning of B square? We already know that B square is equals to B into B. Okay, so it is these things. If you don't know what is the meaning of square and cube, only we can write here if A into C is equals to B into B, then also we can say that A, B, C are in continued proportion. Here A and on the normal case, A into D is equals to B into C. So on that case, A and D are known as extremes and B and C are known as means. But here A and C are called as extremes and B is called as means. B is called as means. That means here also the product of extreme is equals to product of two mean. Product of mean. Okay. So here how can we check the numbers are in continued proportion or not? So A into C. Here A is the first proportion, B is the second proportion. Here also we can say that A is called as first proportion, B as second proportion, and C is called as third proportion. Okay students, so here it is very important to know that whether the numbers are in proportion, normal proportion or continued proportion. If there are 4 numbers given, then we have to think that the numbers, we have to check that the numbers are in normal proportion or not. If only 3 numbers is given, that we have to think that the question is asking for checking that whether the numbers are in continued proportion or not. Okay students, now we will do some questions regarding this continued proportion. Suppose we have a questions that check whether 3, 9, 27 are in continued proportion or not. Here this is the first proportion, this is the second proportion, and this is the third proportion. This is A, this is B, and this is C. What is our conditions? Here extremes. Extremes is equals to how much? 3 and 27, and means equal to how much? 9. So how can we check that the numbers are in continued proportion or not? Product of extremes. So product of extremes is equals to 3 into 27, which is equals to how much? 81. And product of means, product of means equal to product of mean equal to 9. So 9 into 9 is equals to 81. Yes students. So here we can see that product of extreme equal to 81 and product of means equal to 81. That means these numbers are in continued proportion. So 3, 9, 27 are in continued proportion. Okay. So another example just we will check. So 10, 20 and 30. So these numbers are in continued proportion or not? What are the extremes? These are known as extremes. And this is known as mean. So the product of extremes, product of equal to how much? 10 into 30. 10 into 30, which is equals to 300. And product of means, equal to how much? Mean equal to how much? 20. So 20 into 20, which is equals to 400. So here we can see that here 300 is not equal to 400. That means product of extremes is not equal to product of means. Then we can conclude that 10, 20 and 30. So 10, 20 and 30 are not in continued proportion. Continued proportion. Okay students. So I think you have cleared about normal proportion and continued proportion. So now you will do some small questions about regarding this proportion and continued proportions. find third proportion of 10, 20, 80. Student, look these questions. Find third proportions. That means third proportion is not given in these numbers. So this is third proportion is not given. This is the first proportion. So we always taking A is the first proportion. Suppose we will write here first proportion, second proportion, third proportion and fourth proportion. Yes or no? So it is given that third proportion is not given. That means let the third proportion be x, and the numbers are given first. That means this 10 is known as the first proportion, 20 is known as the second proportion and 80 is known as the fourth proportion. Yes or no? So here how many numbers are there? Here 4 numbers are there. That means we have to think that these numbers are in normal proportion, or we can say that only proportions. So how can we check that? How can you find out the value of x? The product of extremes is equals to product of means. Here 4 numbers, these are known as means and these are extremes. So product of extremes equal to 10 and 80. So 10 into 80 must be equal to product of means. Means was 20 into x. Implies that we can write that 10 into 80 equal to 800 is equal to 20x. So x is equal to 800 divided by 20. So which is result is 40. So x is equal to 40. So we can write that third proportion of 10, 20, 80 is 40. Okay, students? Another one questions. Find fourth proportion. Fourth proportion of 4, 6, 8. 4, 6, 8. Here, look here, fourth proportion. It is asked to find out the fourth proportion. That means fourth proportion is not given. So here first, second, third and fourth. Okay. So fourth proportion is not given. So let it be x. So first proportion is 4, second proportion is 6 and third proportion is 8. So our extremes are 4 and x. Our means are 6 and 8. So product of extremes is equal to how much? Product of extremes equal to 4 into x is equal to 4x, and product of means equal to 6 into 8 equal to 48. Yes or no? Now product of extremes must be equal to product of means. So product of extremes is equal to product of means. So 6 product of extreme equal to 4 into x, 4x. So 4x must be equal to product of means equal to 48. Implies that x is equal to 48 by 4, which is equal to 12. So fourth proportional of 4, 6, 8 is 12. This is our answer. Find another question. Find third proportion of 4 and 6. Here two number is given and we have to find out the third proportions. That means first proportions, second proportion and third proportions. and we have to find out this is third proportion, that means x. Here we have to see that how many numbers are given. This is 2 numbers is given, and we have to find out the third proportion, that means we have how many numbers. It is third number, let it be x. Understood or not? Let the third proportion, here we can write that. Look here. Let third proportion be x. So how many numbers is already given? 4 and 6. 2 numbers is given, and we have taken the assumption that third proportion be x. That means we have how many numbers we have now? We have 3 numbers. So in proportions, in which type of proportion there are 3 numbers? We know that in continued proportion there are 3 numbers. So we have to put the formula for the continued proportions. Okay, students? So what are the here? So this is third proportion. This is first equal to 4, and second equal to 6, and third equal to x. Okay, student? So these are known as the extremes, and this is the means. This is the extremes. So product of extremes. Product of extremes equal to 4 into x is equal to 4x, and product of means equal to 6 into 6 equal to 36. So product of extreme must be equal to product of means. So 4x must be equal to 36. So implies that x is equal to 36 by 4, which is equal to 9. That means the third proportion B is equal to 9. So we can conclude that third proportion is 9. Okay, here we have got the answer. Now we will do another type of questions. Suppose one different type of question here we will do regarding the continued proportions. If a by b is equals to 3, suppose in ratio it is given that a is to b is equals to 3 is to 5, and b is to c is equals to how much? 2 is to 7. 2 is to 7. And you have to find a is to b is to c and a is to c. Simply you can find out a by a is to c very easily. So first of all, a is to b equal to 3 is to 5. That means a by b is equals to 3 by 5, and b is to c means b by c is equals to 2 by 7. Yes or no? So now we have to find out a is to b is to c. Here we can see that b is equal to, in the first ratio b is equal to 5 parts. We can't write that a equal to 3 and b equal to 5 because these numbers are in ratio. That means a is equal to 3 part and b is equal to 5 part. Okay, in second ratio we can write that b is equal to 2 part and c is equal to 7 part. Okay, student, here we can see that b equal to 5 part and b equal to 2 parts. Here we have to make them equal. For that, what you have to do? You have to make them equal. So if you multiply with 2, then it will become 10 part. Okay, and here also if you multiply by 5, then it will become 10 part. It is very important questions, and if you can't understand it properly, then you can't do it. Okay, so here we can see that b is also here, and in this ratio b is also here, but their ratio is not equal, their part is not equal. So we have to first make them equal. So how can you make them equals? If you multiply here 2 in the first ratio, then the value of b will become 10, and if you multiply 2 with the second ratio, then the value of b will become 10. So here, but now the question is why and how we will multiply 2 with this ratio only. Can we multiply with 2 with only p, only the denominator of this fractions? No. We have to make the equivalent fraction of this fraction as well as this fraction so that their b part will be same. Okay, student? So our aim is what? We have to make equivalent fraction of a by b and b by c, so that in both fraction b will carry same part. Okay, so this is very important thing. If you can understand these things, then it is very easy for you. So we have to make an equivalent fractions of a by b and b by c, so that in both fractions b will carry same part. So that's why how can we make this? That is, we have to multiply 2 here in this 2. In this fraction we have to multiply 2, and in this fraction we have to multiply 5. So how can we multiply? Now look here, how can we multiply? So a by b is equals to 3 by 5 is equals to 3 by 5 into 2 into 2. We know that if we make, how can we make the equivalent fractions? By multiplying the same number with the numerator as well as denominator. And here again b by c is equals to 2 by 7, which is equals to 2 into 5 by 7 into 5, which is equal to, here it is equals to 6 by 10, and here b a by b equal to 6 by 10, here b by c is equals to how much? 10 by 35. Okay, so here you can see that b equal to 10 part, and here you can see that b equal to 10 part. Now you can write that let a is equals to 6, b is equals to 10, and c is equals to 35. Okay, now find the answer of these questions. So a is to b is to c. Look student, here all these things are in ratio. You can't take a equal to 6. Here you can take a is equal to 6x, b is equal to 10x, and c is equal to 35x. If you take only 6, 10 and 35, your answer will be correct, but your assumption will be wrong. So mind here, so you have to take a equal to 6x, b equal to 10x, and c equal to 35x. So ratio between a, b and c will be how much? 6x is to 10x is to 35x. So x can be cancelled here. The result will be 6 is to 10 is to 35. Okay students? And second question is a is to c. So a is to c is how much? A is to c means a value equal to 6x is to c equal to 35x. So x can be cancelled. So 6 is to 35. Okay students? So in this way we can find out this type of answer of this type of questions. Okay students? Now I think we have done different types of questions regarding the proportions. So now I think you can do the question answer of the chapter of proportions. So please do the try to do the question of your books, and if any type of problem arise, then you can contact me in this. This is my mobile number, and you can contact in these numbers. And my request to all of you, please watch this video properly and completely. Sometimes you are not watching this completely, so you are facing a lots of problems, and you are asking me a lots of questions. If you watch it properly and completely, then a lots of problems or lots of doubt can be cleared by yourself. Okay students? So thank you for watching my video. Bye.